And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Tuesday, 2 days out from the NFL draft. We are having our live draft show on Thursday night starting at 7:30. We're going to be going a half hour before the draft starts. Draft starts at 8 o'clock, and then, we're there for the rest of the night, folks. So come join us at twitch.tv/takesbyfans, 7:30 Eastern time on draft day. Come hang with other fans and just let's all hope that our teams get better on round one. So yesterday on the show, we ranked our offensive draft prospects. Today, we are going to be ranking our defensive draft prospects. And then tomorrow on the show, we are doing our mock draft, our first and only mock draft, how we think the draft is going to be played out come Thursday. So we've got that tomorrow on the show. And then today, we're still breaking down the NBA from last night. Some great action last night. Absolutely fantastic. That Spurs-Knicks game's fantastic. That Timberwolves-Jazz game. And folks, do not sleep on the mother-loving Timberwolves. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm going crazy every single night on this Timberwolves team. We're taking all the points. We're getting all the points. They're winning outright. It doesn't matter. Bingo, bango. And we actually do have to change our logo to the show to the wolf, the Timberwolves mascot in the hot dog costume. Because we said, hey, we tweeted out, if the Timberwolves close out the game last night against the Jazz, they got the win. And we said we would change the logo of the show to this. He's in a hot dog suit, folks. This is truly funny. Hot Wolf, he called himself. So expect that to change any day here on our logo. But absolutely very well done by the Timberwolves. We're big on them. Vegas is disrespecting them, and we will eat up that value. We've got no problem. Disrespect them all you want. We will cash in. Yes, sir. And then we'll do our moneymaker for tonight's action, see what's going on. Are the Timberwolves playing again? No, but we can hope and dream and wish. And then covering the stories of the day, so let's just jump right into it. And man, oh man, things got a little bit clearer for the draft yesterday with the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan kind of holds a little bit of a pre-draft press conference, and we get a lot of great information from it. So first little quote up. From the press conference yesterday of Kyle Shanahan, quote, "I can't guarantee that anybody in the world." Okay, well, let's tell you what he's talking about. So here's a clip of Kyle Shanahan answering if Jimmy Garoppolo will be on the roster on Sunday after kind of the dust has cleared of the draft. So will Jimmy Garoppolo be on the roster on Sunday? And Kyle Shanahan says this, quote, "I can't guarantee that anybody in the world will be alive Sunday. So I can't guarantee who will be on our roster Sunday." Jeez, man. Not only is Kyle Shanahan getting rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, but he's contemplating on murdering this man. He's like, hey, yeah, we don't really kind of want you on our team anymore, but we also don't want you playing for anybody else. So we may end up having to murder you instead of just letting you go. So, man, oh man, I mean, I feel for Jimmy Garoppolo. Just truly, truly unfortunate that he couldn't stay healthy over like 2 seasons, back-to-back seasons, getting injured, losing it in the fourth quarter in the Super Bowl. At some point, I mean, somebody's got to say enough is enough. Thank you for all your service, but geez Louise, we've got to move on just for the sake of our own health, because we're freaking going gray over here, just stressing about Jimmy Garoppolo every single day. Is he going to get injured? Is he going to be garbage in the Super Bowl if he stays healthy for the entire season and gets there? So Kyle Shanahan has unfortunately had enough of Jimmy Garoppolo. They will 100% move off of him. You do not say this quote if you are keeping your franchise starting quarterback, folks. I can't guarantee that anybody in the world will be alive on Sunday, so I can't guarantee who will be on the roster on Sunday. What the hell is that? Who says that, man? So Jimmy Garoppolo, man, better start looking for another home. Luckily for him, there are some potential landing spots The Steelers, not this year, obviously, because they're rocking with Big Ben. Maybe next year. The freaking Bears job is still open for business. You cannot tell me that they are 100% sold on Andy Dalton. In a heartbeat, they would sell that man down the river for a freaking pack of hamburgers, folks. The man is nothing. So we'll see if Jimmy Garoppolo can go anywhere, and Teddy Bridgewater. So, I mean, there's two still solid quarterbacks out here that can get good on-field production. So if you need a quarterback, don't really want to kind of draft one, you still got some decent options here. The Patriots as well. Are they going to keep Cam Newton? Are they going to draft somebody? So there's a lot of stuff to still talk about, even if you're, even not the draft players, these other players that are on rosters. Julio Jones, we hear his name kind of getting floated around, getting traded. Jimmy Garoppolo will be traded, and man may not even make it out of the 49ers alive, but he's not going to be their starting quarterback next year. Truly unfortunate for that man. Alrighty, what else we get from that Kyle Shanahan press conference? Here we go. Kyle Shanahan, quote, "We could have sat there at 12 and waited which one comes to us if one did, but we made a decision that we felt we needed to get a starting quarterback." Another kind of right blatantly laying it out there. We need a starting quarterback right here. We wanted to dedicate it. We'll get the one that we feel is best for us. So they moved up to number 3 because they want a new starting quarterback. They're getting rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. It is 1,000% clear now. And then John Lynch is also on board with this. General manager John Lynch of the 49ers said that they have a head coach in Kyle Shanahan who is their play caller. Therefore, when it comes to quarterbacks, quote, "I will always defer to him." And I absolutely love that. Yes, sir. You're the general manager. You kind of leave the scouting and the personnel and who your team actually wants to the head coach. That's why you bring in a head coach. He knows what to do on the field. He knows how he wants to build around his team. If he's calling the plays, you better make sure that he's calling the plays for somebody that he actually wants to call plays for, and not regretting, hey, general manager John Lynch overstepped me and chose Trey Lance when I wanted Mac Jones, or he chose Trey Lance when I wanted Justin Fields, and now I'm out here coaching B squad Justin Fields and Trey Lance, and we're not winning games, and I'm just resenting it. So I give a lot of respect to John Lynch here, just kind of delegating that responsibility to Kyle Shanahan, who he puts a lot of trust in. So there's a kind of a great relationship here in the front office for the 49ers with their head coach, and I'm all about that. That's how you have to run your football team. Let the people that you brought in to coach your team dictate and have a hell of a lot of input, more than kind of 50%, where he has kind of controlling what is the phrase? Controlling like equity, controlling there is a specific term for it. I am blanking on it, but like controlling equity in it. So, more than 51%, more than 50%. So he has kind of the final decision. I'm all about that. I think that's how you have to run your teams. So well done to the 49ers. They're all on the same page. It's just unfortunate for Jimmy Garoppolo. He's outside looking in. He's not on their page. He's, a couple pages behind. They're flipping forward, folks. So 49ers, man. But it's not over yet. We get more information on kind of what the 49ers are going to do. Well, Kyle Shanahan, he says, "I feel good about 5 guys at number 3. So 5 guys, there's 5 good quarterbacks in this draft, folks. Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson. So he's feeling good about all these quarterbacks, and he'll see which one falls to him at number 3, and then he'll go and get the best of the remaining. So once again, the 49ers are 1,000% taking a quarterback, which we knew. I mean, you don't trade up to number 3 to not get a quarterback, but now that it's all out in the open, we're getting it from the horse's mouth, and yeah, but it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Here we go. More information on the 49ers. San Francisco general manager John Lynch said the 49ers have attended 176 college games and practices, conducted 400 Zoom calls, interviewed 600 players, and attended 128 separate pro days to come to the decision that they will make this week. So you can't say they didn't do their due diligence. You can't say they didn't do their homework. You can't say that, they missed this person on tape and they made an overreach. They are getting the guy that they want. Now, it may not be, the number one option that they want, but they do have an order of kind of how they see these quarterbacks here in this draft class, and they will go get the one that is the best that falls to them. We know Trevor Lawrence is out of the equation. Now it's either, are the Jets going to take Zach Wilson like they've been saying, or are they going to go and get Justin Fields, which I think they may do, because I think that Robert Saleh, the head coach for the Jets, thinks that the 49ers are big on Justin Fields, and I think that Robert Saleh may take that pick before the 49ers have a chance to go get him. That's just my opinion out there. But it is going to be challenged because, we get more information here this time in news of kind of betting, and you have to kind of trust the sports books out here, folks, because they will always know first on what is going to happen 1,000%, folks. Come on, Vegas does not lose money, man. So there are new odds in DraftKings Sportsbook on who's the new favorite at the number 3 overall pick in this year's draft, folks, and I don't get it, man. I truly don't. Mac Jones is the favorite at minus 305, folks. I mean, that's like a sure thing, folks, minus 305. So obviously Kyle Shanahan must be big on Mac Jones for some reason, so don't be surprised if Mac Jones goes to the 49ers, which I think is an absolutely terrible mistake. The man proved one season that he was good in an absolutely star-studded offensive roster in the most elite college football program that there is in Alabama. I can't see this man panning out on just an average kind of NFL team. Now, do the 49ers have decent weapons? They've got solid weapons, nothing great, nothing that Mac Jones was used to in the Alabama, this year for them. So Mac Jones being the favorite here at number 3, we have to give a lot of credit to this, folks. We have to weigh this source of news very, very heavily because Vegas does not lose money. And what's truly interesting is that the second best odds to be taken at number 3 according to DraftKings Sportsbook is Trey Lance at plus 200, and then Justin Fields at number 3 at plus 1,000. What? The 49ers are having Mac Jones 1, Trey Lance 2, and Justin Fields 3. What the hell is that, folks? What the hell is that? Did y'all know Mac Jones has a couple of DUIs under his belt? Because that doesn't get brought up ever in the media. But we're talking about Justin Fields' epilepsy and all of this nonsense that he's had under control his entire career, man. I don't want to, say that there's race involved in all these decisions, but man, oh man, what the hell are we talking about, man? Justin Fields is not better than Trey. If you want to say that Mac Jones is better than Justin Fields, I don't agree with that, and I truly don't see where you can kind of make your points of that. But all right, I may be able to give you that. He just won the national championship. He beat him head to head, so I guess maybe you can look at that a little bit. But to tell me that Trey Lance is better than Justin Fields is the ultimate disrespect. Trey Lance had one good season in the FCS, and then he played one game in 2020 before their season got canceled. That's how trash the FCS is. They can't even make it a couple of games. The FBS, they're like, oh yeah, we'll play 8 games, 7 games, 5 games. Other teams are like, we'll play 13, 14. The FCS is like, all right, we got one game. What do y'all do? What do y'all want to do? Who do you want to face in the one game? And Trey Lance threw a pick in 50% completion that one game in 2020, where Justin Fields in 2020 got to the national championship game in the FBS, the highest regarded college football program that there is. You can't get any higher than the FBS. And Trey Lance was struggling in the FCS this year. What are y'all talking about? I don't get it. Ugh! I don't know what the hell is going on, folks. This is why the draft is going to be so amazing, folks. What the hell is going to happen? Because if we're going to trust DraftKings Sportsbook here and take that Trey Lance is more favorable over Justin Fields at the number 3 pick, I don't know what the hell is going on, man. I truly don't. So we have to give this a lot of weight, like we said, because Vegas does not lose money ever, folks. That's not their business. Their business is making money. They know everything predetermined firsthand before everybody else does. Oh, man, I don't get it. I don't get it how the 49ers, like the general manager John Lynch just said, having watched 176 college games and practices, conducted 400 Zoom calls, interviewed 600 players, attended 128 separate pro days, and then you come to the conclusion that, your kind of quarterback draft list is Mac Jones 1, Trey Lance 2, Justin Fields 3. That's what y'all come up with after all that information, after all of that knowledge that you've learned over the practices, the games, the interviews, the pro days. This is what you come up with? Good luck, 49ers. Good luck at number 3. You wasted your entire future, and if you take Mac Jones or Trey Lance over Justin Fields, I think you're once again ruining your own future. So if you're a 49ers fan, you can hope that this is the right decision, but I truly cannot see where they come up with this decision, man. I don't get it. Trey Lance over Justin Fields. Like I said, if you want to take Mac Jones over Justin Fields, that's fine, I guess. But there is no way you can say Trey Lance is better than Justin Fields. There is no way you can say that, man. He played in the FCS, South Dakota State, or North Dakota State. What? Yes, Carson Wentz came from there, and he had decent success, but, I mean, folks, come on. How many quarterbacks are coming out of the FCS every single season? Come on. He didn't even play. He had one game this season, and he threw the pick. That's what was so great about Trey Lance 2019. He threw 0 picks. He had like 77% completion percentage in the FCS. But then this year, 2020, well, that's why we want to kind of see multiple years. That's why we don't like Mac Jones that much, because we only saw one season. At least for Justin Fields, we got 2 back-to-back seasons of good quarterback play where he won every single game in the regular season. And the only games that Justin Fields lost was the first round of the college football playoffs in 2019, and then the college football championship game in 2020. Getting better every single season. Come on! The hell is going on here, man? What the hell is going on here? I don't get it. All right, but let's move on, because I'm getting amped up over that. So let's go to this story. Here we go. Kevin Colbert says that the Steelers prefer draft prospects who didn't opt out of the 2020 season. So now we're starting to kind of see the ramifications of the kind of COVID season already starting to play out. And I think he has got good reason for saying this as well. I mean, we've been kind of saying this when we've been doing our NFL draft prospects of the day. Hey, we want to see you this season. Us not seeing you this season is a knock and is a red flag. And I don't trust anybody that says it's not. When have we ever, just kind of, when we're doing draft picks and all that, when was the last time that we just kind of canceled out their last season and be like, oh, he was actually good in 2018 and 2019. He was good then. Yeah, 2020 wasn't good, but we're just blanking out that year. When have we ever did that? So you not playing is basically, us blanking out your 2020 season. We haven't seen what you've done for us. What have you done for us lately? Jamar Chase has to be wide receiver number 2 taken because Devontae Smith in 2020 won the Heisman. We got a Heisman winner in 2020, or somebody did that, didn't play in 2020. I'm going to go once again with the proven talent. Once again, Trey Lance. How can you take that quarterback over all these other quarterbacks that played this season? It doesn't make sense to me. So I agree with Kevin Colbert here that not playing and opting out of 2020, it's a huge red flag. It's got to be a red flag, and I don't trust anybody that says it's not, folks. I think you're lying to yourself if you truly say that. All right, but let's see what his quotes are saying. Steelers general manager Kevin Colbert spoke with reporters Monday, just 3 days before. Oh, God, you've got to stop. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Oh my God, videos just play whenever they want. Like, no, I didn't tell you to play. What are you doing? Stay silent. All right, here we go. Steelers general manager Kevin Colbert spoke with reporters Monday, just 3 days before the opening round. And he reiterated a stance he and Pittsburgh front office had taken nearly a year ago. Despite the logic behind giving college prospects a chance to opt out of the 2020 season due to the ongoing pandemic, the Steelers would prefer a player who participated. Okay, despite the logic behind, so they're knocking people knocking people for saying that, hey, I would rather see you play in 2020 than not. Yes, absolutely. If you think what the best decision for your health is to opt out of the 2020 season, yeah, absolutely do that. We've got no problem, but don't come crawling to us in 2020 and be like, oh, why did I fall from the first round to the second round? Why did I fall from the second round to the fifth round? Because we haven't seen you in a year? I mean, this is ridiculous for calling, despite the logic behind giving college. Oh my goodness, I can't believe they said that in the knocking people for saying that we would have rather seen you in 2020 than not seeing you in 2020. How crazy. But we get the quote here from Kevin Colbert, quote, as I stated in the summer, if a player chooses to opt out for whatever reason, that's their decision and we will respect it. Absolutely, yes. You do what's best for you, and then we're going to do what's best for us come draft time. So you can't get mad at either side here. What are y'all talking about? But continuing on with the quotes here, however, if a player played in 2020 and those players are of equal value, that one that didn't play and the one that played, we'll take the one that played because we don't know what the opt-outs will look like in their first season back in football. Is that not the most logical thing we've ever heard? Come on. What are y'all talking about? Quote, well, we believe it's hard to sit this game out, truly. Sometimes it happens because of injury, but this time it was a pandemic related for the most part. But we will take the players again if they're close. It's not to say we're not going to draft somebody that opted out. I wouldn't say that, but if I have a choice and we have a choice, we'll take the one that played if their value is close. I mean, that's absolutely 1,000% logical and sound-minded. So if you're knocking the Steelers for being like, oh, you're punishing players that, opted out of the 2020 season, not really punishing, but just kind of taking these other players that showed us something in 2020. So yes, I agree 1,000% with Kevin Colbert here. This is the right decision to have. This is the right mindset to have. We're talking about an industry. We're talking about a team. We're talking about a business. We're talking about money. We're talking about championships. We want the best players that have proven themselves time and time and time again. We want to see players get better every single year. And if you got better at 2018, got better in 2019, that's real good. But then you opt out of 2020, we haven't seen if you gotten better. Like we see Devontae Smith getting better every single season. Najee Harris getting better every single season, playing in 2020. Come on, man. Come on. Stop all this wild talk of the, of opting out of the 2020 season, folks. What have you done for us lately, folks? Don't get mad at players and coaches and general managers for overlooking or maybe taking players that didn't opt out of 2020 over players that did opt out of 2020. That makes no sense to get mad at that. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here now. We agree with the Steelers on that thing that, hey, yes, we're going to take the 2020 guys over the not 2020 guys. Yes, absolutely. This is what we don't agree with the Steelers about. Steelers general manager, who we just talked about, feels, quote, great about veteran quarterbacks on their roster, but could, quote, absolutely add a quarterback in the draft. We always have to be on the look for that next guy. You're telling me that Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins, and I'm forgetting this other guy's name, is anything great? I mean, we just saw in 2019 all those garbage Steelers quarterbacks, but you're still kind of big on them? What the hell are y'all talking about? So we'll see. I mean, and the Steelers can't even get kind of a first-round quarterback because they need to kind of get a first-round running back. So it's not like they can take, an early kind of first or even second-round pick to get a quarterback this year. They know they're moving off of Big Ben next year. So just truly interesting here that the Steelers are kind of all good. They feel good about Mason Rudolph, Josh Dobbs, and Dwayne Haskins. Yikes. If you're feeling good about those quarterbacks, I would be very interested to see which quarterback you would have taken in this year's draft if you were going to take kind of one of the top 5 quarterbacks that we've all been talking about this offseason. But, yeah, I do not agree that I would be what was the quote here? I would feel great about Dwayne Haskins or Josh Dobbs or Mason Rudolph. I would feel garbage. I would feel absolutely disgusted if I had those quarterbacks on my roster, honestly. So, we don't agree with everything the Steelers are saying out here, but the 2021, we do agree with that. Alrighty. Let's keep moving on here. Bucks. I mean, they added another guy back. Yes, sir. The Bucks have picked picked up the 5th-year option of nose tackle Vita Vea, locking him in for 2022 at $7.6 million fully guaranteed. So, yeah, it's definitely an easy choice for this team, an absolutely huge piece to this defensive front that, consists of JPP and still Demarcus Cousins, and now you still got Vita Vea back. So this Bucs team, once again, look for them to repeat. They really just signed everybody back, and as long as Tom Brady doesn't throw any interceptions in the playoffs this year, they're going to go back-to-back and repeat as champions because you cannot stop this defense. It's truly that great. And, their offense is loaded as well. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're going to lose either by the offense or the defense. You're going to get got. They just beat the Chiefs. So, what offense is going to be able to kind of top what the Chiefs do and then go and beat the Bucs? So, definitely need a good defense first if you want to try and take down this Bucs team next year. But then you're also going to have that good offense to destroy their... You can't run against them. You can't pass against them. What do you do? Alrighty, and then just once again, man, what the hell is going on with Justin Fields' draft stock right now? Because the odds to draft Justin Fields per DraftKings, we get the Panthers at plus 300, the Patriots at plus 300, the Falcons at plus 400, the Broncos at plus 400. So this man, it seems like this man's going to fall down deep in the draft. We've been talking about this man potentially going 2 or 3, but, DraftKings is like, no, he's actually going to drop a lot further than that. So once again, I'm not understanding this kind of free fall that Justin Fields has been in. He's a winner. He's been a proven winner. The stats were pretty gosh darn good. He's a good dual threat quarterback. He's got a great arm that can throw the ball from the left hash to the right sideline, the right hash to the left sideline, getting it there quick with the velocity of the ball. And he's got the good deep ball accuracy. He's been throwing touchdowns. He made it to the national championship game this year. So I don't understand why everybody is so all of a sudden off of Justin Fields. It's kind of bizarre to think about, but that's where we're at. 2 days out from the draft now. Are these stories fake? Like I said, I would say all these other stories that we've been reading of, just reports coming out from all these, reporters and all that, we can call those fake. But once again, when we're talking about money in Vegas and odds, man, you have to really kind of hold that as highly weighted information. You've got to weigh that a lot more higher than all this other things because Vegas does not lose money, folks, ever. They never lose money. Have you ever, besides, Trump's casino, no casinos ever go bankrupt, okay? So I don't know, man. This is gonna be wild. Oh my God, I cannot wait till Thursday, man. Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern. Whew, it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna pop off. Something's gonna happen, man. Something's wild is gonna happen in this draft. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. But hey, if you're a draft player, if you're a drafted player, drafted wide receiver, Stephon Diggs got some words for you. Stephon Diggs, wide receiver from the Bills, says, it doesn't matter when you get drafted, gotta make the plays. And that's true. Stephon Diggs was drafted in the 5th round of the 2015 draft, and now he's one of the top 10, top 5 wide receivers in this league. Do y'all count him top 5? DeAndre Hopkins, DK Metcalf, Julio Jones, Stephon Diggs. You put him in there? You saw what he did for the Bills this season. Got them to the AFC Championship game. Stephon Diggs had a huge piece into kind of translating this Bills team, making Josh Allen work this season. So... well, yeah, it doesn't matter when you get drafted. If you're drafted, go out and make those plays. Show the team that drafted you, hey, I can, be a starter on this team. I can give you great production on this team. I can make this team work and make this team better and, make us compete for that ring. So, got to go out and make the plays. Even if you're first pick overall, Trevor Lawrence, you get no free pass. You got a lot more pressure on you for being the first overall pick. So, like Stephon Diggs, you can be taken in the 5th round. Tom Brady taken in the 7th round. That's why I'm so excited to watch. Remember who we just watched on Saturday? Semi Fayoko, wide receiver from, where was he from? Oh, I'm blanking. Stanford. I think he's from Stanford, and we kind of saw him. No real kind of big stats or anything like that, just solid play. And we loved what we saw from him. Nice, big, tall wide receiver at 6'3", looking real good out there. So we're big on him. He's obviously not going to go first round. You probably haven't even heard of him. So if he gets drafted, watch out for that, man. So it's never, you can get value later in the draft. You can find value anywhere. Stephon Diggs within the 5th round, folks. So just go out there and still got to prove that you belong out there no matter where you were drafted. Alrighty, we get a quote here. Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield focus on winning over contract extension. Quote, everything will happen how it should. And hey, I love that quote from this man. Let's start winning games. I mean, this man's just on the cusp of winning right now. And I know he definitely has a lot of kind of doubters that doubt him and kind of, clown him every single season. But hey, this season he got to the playoffs, was looking good. So let's see if we get anything here by these quotes. If we win games, everything will happen how it should, he said. That's my mentality, and I truly do believe that. So, yes, sir, hey, I'm going to go out there and earn this contract. Yes, nothing's gotten done yet, but, hey, I'm not worried about it. I'm still good. I believe in my own abilities. We're getting better. We've got the coach now. We've got the playmakers. We're going to do something in this year's draft. I'm not really sure what yet at the moment, but I'm confident in next season that I'm going to be good, that this team's going to be good. Kevin Stefanski is going to call the plays that are right for me out here, and we're all going to collectively get it done. Then next season, I'll get paid. We'll all still get it done, and that's how it goes. So I love this attitude of Baker Mayfield right here, really kind of being a true leader, trying not to take away the focus of the team, making it all about him, being like, oh, I want to get paid, and, I want to get paid now, and I want to be the highest paid quarterback and all this. No, he's like, hey, I'm still going to go get it done. If we're winning, everything's going to happen how it should be. I'm going to get paid because we're winning. Everybody's going to get paid. We're still going to continue to win, and we're going to try to create, a little bit of a dynasty here with the Browns, turn this Browns organization around. So Baker Mayfield, got to love and respect what he's saying out here. Alrighty, Jameis Winston getting better. Love seeing this. Yes, sir. So we get a nice little video of him in a gym practicing throwing, and he's throwing eyes closed through this ball into a basketball net, just kind of proving his accuracy, showing how, just kind of some training out here of how much he's improved and how much he just trusts his instincts and can gauge and, doesn't need his eyes, just trusting his natural instincts, his muscle memory on these deep throws. So let's see. We all know there's still an open quarterback competition here in the Saints, and it's going to be a good one. Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill. And yeah, man, Jameis Winston, we saw him kind of lead a little bit earlier, talking to some kids in a coaching camp, saw some good kind of inspiring words, some good leadership there. Now we're seeing him kind of work off field. Let's see what this man can do. Let's see if Jameis Winston can get back in that starting role, cut down the turnovers, keep up those yards, keep up those touchdowns. And we're talking about a real great freaking quarterback here, folks. Leadership seemed to kind of get on point, learning from Drew Brees. Let's see how he takes this next step, now competing for the starting quarterback position of the New Orleans Saints here. So let's see, man. Cannot wait. We got a full offseason still, even after the draft. So, this is just one storyline to keep in mind, folks. Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill. But we've been seeing some good things about Jason. Jesus, I'm trying to combine their names. Jason Hill. There we go. Jeez, I said it once. Here we go. So, let's see what Jameis Winston can do here. Absolutely fantastic. I just lost my train of thought calling him Jason Hill. Jason Hill. Jesus Christmas. It's like Jason Brown and Jalen Tatum. I can never give their names right. But Jameis Winston out here, he's looking good. He's kind of turning us around a little bit. We're kind of big on Jameis Winston now. We were kind of saying as soon as Sean Payton retired, we probably would have kind of had 70-30 on Taysom Hill over Jameis Winston to be the starter. But now, over these kind of last 2 weeks, I think we're kind of right, true 50-50 right now. Let's see what they do here in the rest of the offseason to see if they can go out and really prove that they deserve to be the starter of the Saints. Alrighty, moving on to a Cardinal story, and everybody should be applying this logic, and everybody should be doing this. So if nobody's listening to their quarterbacks, you've got a big mistake. So Kyler Murray on whether he has any influence on the Cardinals draft. Quote, I don't know why I wouldn't. Yes. If you're a coach and you're not taking input from your face of the franchise, your guy, your quarterback, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Obviously, the 49ers can't because they're getting rid of Jimmy Garoppolo and they're taking a quarterback. But if you already have a face of the franchise, if you already have your starting quarterback figured out, go and ask his opinion. Hey, which kind of wide receiver, it fits your talent a little bit better. And you don't have have to be like, oh, go 100% on what he says, but they need some input on the direction of the offense, folks. Everybody needs input. Coaches need input of what's going on the field. Players provide that. Hey, coach, I know you're seeing that from the sideline, but this is what I'm seeing on the field, and we got to take what we're seeing on the field a little bit more, weight that a little bit more than what we're seeing from the sideline, because these are the players that are actually out there doing the sport. Do y'all understand? So, yes, every single quarterback should have some input on the team's direction in the draft. Now they shouldn't be, making like any solid decisions on the defensive end of the ball, because they have, they're not on the field with that. But, offensive linemen, tight ends, wide receivers, running backs, Kyler Murray, do you want another kind of 6'1" DeAndre Hopkins, or do you want, kind of a Stephon Diggs or a Jamal Adams who can, just win on the line of scrimmage really quickly, for these slant routes? What is Kyler Murray's preference on play calls and, throwing plays? Does he like to go downfield a lot? Does he like to hit the slants? Take their input. Go and get the best wide receiver for your quarterback. That's why I want Brian Flores to kind of get Devontae Smith over Jamar Chase, because Tua has had experience with Devontae Smith. They've been on the same team together. They won. Did they win it? No, I don't think they won the national championship together. But they got, they've been playing together for, a season in Alabama. So you go and get the player, you go and have your quarterback, your other offensive kind of big pieces around you. I would take Derrick Henry's input a little bit offensively as well, honestly. So you need to go and you got to have input from everybody. And if it's just the head coach being like, no, you're going to do it my way, like Adam Gase does. Adam Gase is like, hey, I'm just doing what I want. And if it doesn't work, it's your fault. It's your fault for some reason. So yeah, Kyler Murray should 1,000% have, have influence on the Cardinals draft. Not, he shouldn't be the end all be all, but he should still have a voice. He should still have an input. So if your team's not doing that, that's not good. So, and I believe the Cardinals will be asking Kyler Murray his input. All right, let's go to this one. Trey Lance, we talk about him. We're not big on Trey Lance, but he's big on himself. Quote, I think I have the potential to be the best quarterback in this class. Okay, I like the confidence, and this is what you should be saying. I mean, this is kind of what you have to say. I mean, I don't understand how players, don't call themselves kind of the greatest at their position and say that other players are better than him. Even if it's true, I mean, I would always say, hey, yeah, I'm still the best. I believe that I'm the best out here. I'm the best, quarterback, defensive back, corner, offensive lineman. I'm the best. So I love the confidence here of Trey Lance, but I mean, when we're talking about Trevor Lawrence, when we're talking about, Zach Wilson, when we're talking about Justin Fields, it's like they're all in the FBS. Trey Lance couldn't even get in the FBS. So, I mean, we've got to see some disparity. There's got to be some disparity, right, between talent-wise. Come on. And we just saw 1 year of Trey Lance, just 1 year. How can you go on just 1 year, folks? You know who had a good 1 year? Tim Tebow. He won the playoffs 1 year. He won a playoff game, folks. He won the first round of a playoff game in overtime. That's 1 year. What has he done for the rest of his career? Garbage. Nonsense. Going to the Jets, being trash. So, Trey Lance, I love the confidence, but no, nowhere close. Yeah, even if you are better than Zach Wilson and Justin Fields and Mac Jones, that's fine, but you're not going to be better than Trevor Lawrence. So, but we love the confidence. Alrighty, Falcons general manager Terry Fontenot. Falcons general manager Terry Fontenot doesn't squash possible Julio Jones trade. Quote, you have to listen if people call on any player. And another kind of, thing I definitely agree with, you always should be listening and kind of seeing what's out there. Yeah, you have no intentions to trade Julio Jones, but let's see, let me just listen. I can listen to an offer. Oh, he's around, you're offering a first round pick, a second round pick. You're offering a first round pick and a player. Oh, you're offering 2 first round pick? Gosh dang. All right, that's what I can get out of them. All right, thank you. Now that I have this information, I can kind of leverage this. If we do end up kind of calling back caller one, be like, hey, I just got an offer for 2 first round draft picks. What you think? You're gonna offer that? You're gonna up that up because I want to trade with you, but I need 2 first round picks because this is what I got on the other line over here. 2 first round picks. All right, you got 2 first round picks and a player. All right, let me go back to this line. Hey, I got 2 first round picks and a player. What can you do? You can't do anything else. Then you go back to the first call. Well, he threw in a second player. You're throwing in a third. All right. Yeah, you want an extra pick. All right, and that's how you do it. That's how you leverage against each other. That's why you always have to be listening. So yes, I agree 1,000% here. Always have to kind of listen. And, that's where, everything gets wonky on draft week because all these reporters and sources are like, yeah, they're taking calls. So then they go and relay that to, they're trading. They want to get rid of him. No. They're all just listening out here. Everybody listens. Everybody sees. You kind of, feel out the waters a little. Is the water warm? Are the fish biting? What can we get? We're putting our fingers in the water. We're putting our feet in the water. We're seeing what's out there. So, yes, sir, absolutely. This is what teams should be doing. Getting input from your starting quarterback, face of the franchise on the draft, and kind of taking calls on every single player out there. So, I agree 1,000%. Once again, we're not really sure what's happening with Julio Jones here. We've heard everything. We've heard no, he's not going anywhere. We've heard yes, he's getting traded. We've heard they're sticking with their starting roster. We heard they're going to trade him after June 2nd, so they save a lot of money. We hear that they're taking calls, but hey, we're just listening. So truly don't know what's going on with Julio Jones, so we'll see. We know he's probably not going to get drafted on draft day because they would lose a lot more money. Let's actually bring up this. I got this tweet somewhere. Clarifies why they can't really trade Julio Jones right now and have to kind of wait till the June 2nd. Let me go here. Here it is. All right. So according to Adam Schefter, if the Falcons trade Julio Jones after June 1st, after June 1st, they save $15 million against the cap. If the Falcons trade Julio Jones before June 1st, it would be a $23 million cap hit. So, I mean, they really cannot. You cannot afford a $23 million cap hit in this kind of year's lower draft cap or salary cap than it was last year. And then on top of that, you'd be losing an A1 tier 1 player, so they're definitely not going to trade him before the draft day, any round 1, 2, or 3. They are going to have to kind of wait till June, which is a couple months. We got all of May, and then we get to June. So we've got some time on the Julio Jones stuff. Alrighty, let's move on. Next one up, little trade that went on today. The Dolphins and the Washington football team are in agreement on a trade to send guard Eric Flowers to Washington in a deal involving a swap of late round picks. So Washington gets a tackle, and then we swap some late round draft picks. I don't think the official composition has came out on this trade just quite yet, but the Dolphins feeling like they can kind of get rid of a guard here, get a couple more draft picks. Washington shoring up their kind of offensive line a little bit with Eric Flowers. So seems to be kind of a little bit of a win-win here. Once again, Miami also saving money, also trading Eric Flowers. So seems like a little bit of a win-win here. We'll see what the exact compensation and exact kind of draft picks that were swapped here to really kind of see if it's a good deal or not. But Washington getting their offensive line shored up a little bit. Like to see it. Alrighty, then we get Pro Bowl linebacker Sean Lee of the Dallas Cowboys has just retired. I think he announced it yesterday. But we get a nice little 3-minute highlight tape on kind of his highlights. So let's watch this man and appreciate a nice little good linebacker in this NFL. In the NFL. So here we go. Sean Lee, first play up, gonna pick off the GOAT, one of the GOATs here, Peyton Manning, picking him off on the 30-yard line, returning it all the way for the touchdown. Put up the hands. He step out at the 1? No, he crosses the goal line. Pick 6 against Peyton Manning. Yes, sir. Sean Lee, absolutely fantastic there. Just goes and jumps on the route for the pick 6. Yes, sir. Look at this man work, just kind of reading the eyes of the quarterback the entire way. Yes, sir. Sean Lee, man. Great linebacker out here. All right, what's the next play up? Who else is he kind of disrespecting here? Another great quarterback? Let's see. All right, we get another replay of the slow-mo. All right, here we go. This time against Eli Manning. Oh no, he's in the run and a big old stop. 2 yards, 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Just instantly flies in. Here we go. Play recognition. Oh my God, 100 on this man. Give this man 100 on play recognition. Shoots the gap as soon as the ball's handed off, and he's there, and he's going to do it again. Once again, the Giants running the ball, and he goes 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. You cannot stop this man. He can pick you off. He can read the run fantastically. I mean, look at how easy he gets through these gaps, folks. Unblocked, can't get there in time. Great linebacker out here, Sean Lee. Yes, sir. Definitely going to be missed on the Cowboys. Probably their best defensive player they've had. Definitely the captain of the defense over these last, 5 seasons at least. All right, here we go against the Chargers now, picking off Phillip Rivers. Oh, I love to see this one. Phillip Rivers' hand is hit as he's throwing. A little bit of a lob pass, but Sean Lee says, I'm picking off everybody, every Hall of Fame quarterback, even though Phillip Rivers probably shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. He's like, hey, I'm picking off all these Hall of Fame quarterbacks except for Eli Manning. We haven't seen a pick from that man, so... there he is, another pick six against Phillip Rivers. Once again, right place, right time. Great speed to kind of, finish off 40 yards on this pick six, 30 yards on the one that we saw from Peyton Manning. So great speed, great size, great play recognition, great everything. Here we go against Aaron Rodgers. Nice little flip pass, and he's there to shut it down quick. Aaron Rodgers, you think you had this wide open? Well, you played yourself because Sean Lee's first step is forward, and he recognizes the play instantly. Look at this man recognize the play literally instantly. Before the ball is even snapped, he knows he's going to play this man. Look at as soon as the ball is snapped, instantly going to that wide receiver, not even breaking down, going and making the surefire tackle for the 1 yard loss. Yes, sir. Here we go, back for Aaron Rodgers, set up screen. No. What are you doing, Aaron Rodgers? Quick balls, quick kind of wide receiver screens, running back screens. Sean Lee is going to get it done. Fantastic. That's what we're looking for linebacker-wise in this year's draft. Can you beat the wide receiver screens? Can you beat the running back screens? Can you blow it up before it goes for big yardage? And Sean Lee was out there doing it absolutely fantastically. All right, here we go. This time the Eagles are running and once again just shooting the gap. 2-3 yard loss. His play recognition. And look at this lateral speed. Just too quick, man. Yes, sir. We get a great angle right here. Ball is snapped. Here we go. Shifting to the left. The lineman can't even try to keep up with him. He's so quick. Then he hits the hole and it's game over at that time. As soon as that hole is open, he's there to shoot it. Surefire tackle every single time. Bringing down Darren Sproles, yes sir. Here we go against the Eagles again. Carson Wentz, little flip out to Darren Sproles, and there he is in the flash. Sean Lee coming up, making the fantastic play. There he goes, big ol' hit, surefire, not having to kind of break down and let the running back juke around me. No, I'm bringing you down in the backfield for losses every single time. Gotta love it, yes sir. All right, what else do we get here? Come on, let me see you pick off another great quarterback here. The Bears running, bringing him down 4 yards past or behind the line of scrimmage. Very well done. Here we go against the Rams. Jared Goff passing over the middle, and Sean Lee says, no, what are you? Why are you testing me? Have you not seen me over these last 11 seasons? Do you not know what I do? I can pick off quarterbacks. Yes, sir, I picked off Peyton Manning. You don't think I'm going to be able to pick off Jared Goff, who can't even be with the Rams his entire career? Was he with the Cowboys his entire career, all these 11 seasons? I think he was. Let me double check that. Let's see. Sean Lee, very quickly. Was he a Cowboy for life? He was. That's what I thought. Alrighty, from 2010 to 2011, great career, great work defensively, a true stud defensively for this Cowboys team, and they are definitely going to miss his play out there, truly. Alrighty, let's go to some basketball stories now. And hey, we'll love seeing Denver Nuggets blow out their teams because that means we get to see Bol in action. Yes, sir. So here we go. Bol, dunk alert, Bol in the game. Yes, sir. Big old win here for the Denver Nuggets over the Grizzlies. Bol gets in and just look at the dunk and look at the handles, man. What is he, like 7'6", looking real good. I mean, and just look at that slam, too easy. The fact that this man gets not a lot of playing time is truly disrespectful. Every time he goes out there in the garbage time minutes, he always gets great production, man. I would love to see this man work a little bit more off the bench. A solid 15 points a night, I think, is something that this man can definitely handle, but they never play the man, so we can only see him in garbage time. But whenever we do see him, man, oh man, look at this man go. How do you defend this man? Long, lanky. That's what Kevin Durant's good at. That's why Kevin Durant's so good, because he's like 7'2". He's like 6'11", but he can get it done. He's great dribbling. He's got great handles, and this is what Bobo's got. Look at this handle. Look at that move. And then it's just 3 small steps inside, and his length is already there at the basket. Yes, sir. So love seeing Bobo out here. We'll love to see him kind of get some real great minutes off the bench, but we are unfortunately still going to have to wait for that day to happen. Alrighty, this is why you start to respect this Timberwolves team. This is why everybody has to respect this Timberwolves team. We've been respecting them ever since the trade deadline. And it's been rewarding us in our money makers. So, just had them plus 9.5 last night. They went outright again over the Jazz. Fantastic. And it's all thanks to D-Lo. Yes, sir. D'Angelo Russell off the bench hits the game winner for them. 6 seconds left, inbounding the ball. And Rudy Gobert, the defensive player of the year, according to everybody else. And he totally beefs it here. He totally beefs it. Watch this inbound play. Now, I mean, it's a good fake here. Karl Anthony Towns goes off of everybody, assuming that he's going to get the inbound pass here. Rudy Gobert sees it, and I saw the same thing. I would have made the same move probably if I was Rudy Gobert as well, because it truly seemed like, Karl Anthony Towns is getting the ball here out of bounds. I mean, they're running out of time. It's approaching the 5 seconds, but Rudy Gobert peels off last second. They see it inbounding. D'Angelo Russell absolutely unguarded by a mile down low, and he's just easy to make the wide open game-winning layup because Rudy Gobert, defensive player of the year, read the play wrong, unfortunately. So very well done to D'Angelo Russell. Can definitely count on him. He's still coming off the bench, getting it done. Fantastic, and he's closing out games. So well done to the Timberwolves. Well done to D'Angelo Russell. You can trust this Timberwolves team. Truly, folks. Truly start doing it. Alrighty, and then John Wall. Some bad news for this man. John Wall will miss the rest of the season with a hamstring injury. He's been in and out of the starting lineup anyway the entire season. Never anything solid. Could never even kind of consistently lead this Rockets team to some wins or some quality kind of competition, being close, anything like that. So truly unfortunate here for John Wall. Couldn't really get it done, and now he kind of goes into next season a little bit of in limbo. Like, what do I do? Am I a key proponent of this Rockets team? Am I not? Can I even still play? Can I stay healthy? So not great here by this Rockets team. They went in this season with a lot of question marks, and they're still coming out of this season with a lot of question marks as well. So we truly don't know what this Rockets team is going into next year, and that's definitely going to hurt them. They're not like the Timberwolves, who are kind of getting it right at the end of the season. Yes, they're eliminated now for this season, for the postseason, but next season they can build off of what they did here ever since the trade deadline. The Rockets can't do that. Alrighty, let's talk about Paul George, because this man has been absolutely killer. Really the only one out there. Kawhi Leonard, we know he's been out for a little bit here, still always out for the regular season on load management. But Paul George, over his last 8 games, 32 points a game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, shooting 51% from the field, 44% from the 3, fantastic, and 91% from the free throw line. Yes, they did just lose last night. Truly unfortunate for that Clippers team, but they are, what are they in their last 10? 8-2 in their last 10. So absolutely fantastic work here by Paul George, earning our respect a lot more. He's a real reason why that Clippers team we just put on Friday #1 in our power rankings for 2 weeks consecutive now. It's really because of Paul George. He's able to kind of give this Clippers team some consistency, giving them the star player for all their other role players to go and get it done with Paul George on. So a little unfortunate that they lost last night, but we'll give them kind of one little slip-up game. We've got no problem with that. Let's see if they can get back on track their next game. But yeah, shout out to Paul George here. Can he start and keep up doing this in the playoffs? That's the next biggest question on this man, because we've seen him do this in the regular season before. This is kind of, something that we want to buy into, but, it's burned us in the past. So let's see if Playoff P makes an appearance in the playoffs, or if it's going to be regular season Paul George in the postseason. That's what we're looking for. Alrighty, next story up. Chris Paul. If we're talking greatness out here, we got to talk about Chris Paul because he just iced the game over the Knicks last night. A great overall game between the Suns and the Knicks, but Chris Paul, point guard, steps it up big in the clutch, a big 3, a big 2 to really kind of put the game away. So Chris Paul over the last 5 games, 21 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, shooting 51% from the field, and 51% from the 3, 90% from the free throw line, getting it done for the Suns team. Being that great scorer, that great facilitator that this team needs. Yeah, they've got the scorer in Devin Booker, but Chris Paul kind of has to be kind of the second option scoring-wise. A little bit, and definitely has to be the facilitator, and with these 8 assists a game, definitely getting it done. So Chris Paul elevates any team that he's on. We just saw it with the Thunder last season, seeing it with the Suns here now, and because of Chris Paul's great end of the game performance and the Jazz blowing it against the Timberwolves, the Suns are now only 1 game back from the Jazz now. Fantastic for them. We know they need, Chris Paul needs home court advantage, folks. He needs it. He's never been to I don't think he's ever been to a Western Conference Finals, and he's never been to an NBA Finals. So definitely wants that home court advantage throughout. So we'll see if he goes out and gets it. So definitely in prime position. And the last story to talk about, Russell Westbrook, man, got to give so much respect to him. Absolutely, really helping turning around this Washington Wizards franchise. We see them just winning and winning and winning over and over again. Unfortunately, their kind of winning streak came to an end last night, along with the Knicks, unfortunately. But still, I mean, they're still number 10 in the East for that play-in tournament. Very well done. Only a game back now from this Bulls team, unfortunately. But Russell Westbrook just giving it 100% every single night. And then we get the press conference yesterday from where we get this great quote by Russell Westbrook. Here we go. Quote, I honestly believe there's no player like myself, and if people want to take it for granted, then sorry for them. And that's truly it, man. What other player gives 1,000% every single night? It's only Russell Westbrook. Nobody goes as hard as him every single night. He goes hard on every single play, every single minute out there, and we do kind of take it for granted a little bit because it doesn't translate to wins 100% of the times, or even kind of 70% of the time, 60% of the time, maybe 50% of the time. I mean, this season definitely couldn't make it work with that Thunder team. Couldn't make it work with the Rockets and James Harden. Now making it kind of work, kind of. I mean, you're the 10th seed. If this was any other year, you wouldn't even be in the playoffs, but so we got to respect what Russell Westbrook does. Absolutely. Just wish and hopes, just hope it will continue, or we wish it would translate to wins, and we are hoping that somehow it kind of turns around. I mean, Russell Westbrook's been in the league how long, folks? How long? 8 years, 8 seasons, more than that, I think. Let's get an actual number on this. 11 seasons. What do we got? 11 seasons. There we go. All right. So Russell Westbrook's been in this league for 11 years and has done the same thing every single season. Doesn't translate to wins. We just hope it would turn around. But, I mean, you got to give it up for what he does on the floor, for how hard he goes every single play, because no other player does it, folks. No other player does it. LeBron doesn't even do it, and that's crazy. So a lot of respect to Russell Westbrook out here. Truly deserves better, but just something about it doesn't result in wins, so it's unfortunate. Alrighty, those were all the stories that we needed to go over for today, so let's head over to the NBA. We'll try to go through this a little quickly, do our NBA moneymaker for tonight's action, and then we'll start breaking down and ordering our defensive NFL draft prospects. So here we go. NBA last night. A lot of games on last night. So let's try to go through these quickly as we can while still being thorough. You'll know how we do over here. Alrighty, so the first game up, Hawks and the Pistons, and the Hawks now lose without Trae Young. Alrighty, so we're not 100% sold on this Hawks team without Trae Young just quite yet. This Pistons team, Jeremy Grant was playing 18 points, 4 rebounds. Sadiq Bey, 11 points, 8 rebounds. Mason Plumlee, 10.7 rebounds. And then Corey Joseph, 15 points, 4 assists. Nothing truly great from this Pistons team. The highest scorer was Jeremy Grant with the 18 points. So there was still kind of room for this Hawks team to go and win. The Pistons only put up 100 points, but the Hawks only put up 86 points. So truly unfortunate scoring-wise, definitely missing Trae Young's scoring ability. Let's talk about this team now. So Lou Williams didn't play this game, truly hurting them. I mean, how can Lou Williams not play this game? A little unfortunate here. But yeah, definitely missing his scoring production. So this was their starting lineup: Bogdan Bogdanovic at the 2, Bogdan Bogdanovic at the 1, Brandon Goodwin at the 2, Kevin Huerter at the 3, John Collins at the 4, and Clint Capella at the 5. Bogdan Bogdanovic, a little bit of a light game, from what we've been seeing from him over the last 5 to 10 games. He's been getting it done, but only 17 points here, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. He shot 3 of 10 from 3, 36% overall from the field, so nothing truly great there. Brandon Goodwin, 6 points, 7 assists on 21% shooting, 0 of 6 from 3. Didn't get it done there. Clint Capella, 12 points, 15 rebounds. We'll take that from him. John Collins, only 14 points. He shot 75% on 8 shots, so that was good. But, without Trae Young, people need to start stepping it up and taking a lot more shots. I know that Bogdan Bogdanovic and Brandon Goodwin took a lot of shots, but John Collins only taking 8 shots. He should have demanded the ball a little bit more. I understand he's the 4 and all that. I get it, but he's one of these other good players on this team, consistent players, so definitely need the scoring to come from somewhere, and unfortunately didn't come from really anywhere. Kevin Huerter, 15 points, he shot 60%. And then off the bench, we can rely on Danilo Gallinari, 12 points, 2 rebounds, but then just nothing great anywhere else. We get Solomon Hill, 0 points on 3 shots. Onyeka Okongwu put up 6 points on 3 shots. He shot 100%, so that was great, but still lackluster with the 6 points. We get Chris Dunn, 0 points on 5 shots. Skylar Mars, 0 points on 2 shots. So there's just nothing great off this bench here besides Danilo Gallinari, especially without Lou Williams coming off this bench, and the starters couldn't kind of make up for the lack of scoring overall. So Hawks, an unfortunate loss last night over the Pistons. Then we go to the Lakers and the Magic. Now the Lakers are able to get the win, and I think they got it done in the fourth quarter. A nice fourth quarter, scoring 35 points, outscoring the Magic 35-23. So a huge fourth quarter to kind of put this Lakers team in the win column again. So let's start here with the Lakers. Dennis Schroeder, 21 points, 10 assists. Fantastic work. We love it. KCP, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Andre Drummond, 13 points, 11 rebounds already. Anthony Davis playing 31 minutes, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. And then Kyle Kuzma, 14 points, 7 assists. He shot 4 of 6 from 3. So fantastic work out there. That's all we expect from Kyle Kuzma, to kind of be that outside scorer and going 4 of 6 from 3. We can definitely get behind that all day. And then off the bench, y'all already know, do we even have to say it? The leading scorer off the bench was Montrezl Harrell. Yes, sir, back at it. 18 points, 5 rebounds, and I really start. We really start. No, Jesus Christmas. We really do have to start to kind of talk about Montrezl Harrell as kind of 6th man of the year, man. Truly great here. Without LeBron, he's still getting it done. Without Anthony Davis, he was still getting, that great production off the bench, being that kind of reliable big with all their starters out, and they were winning games in Anthony Davis's and LeBron James' absence. Just Montrezl Harrell getting it done off the bench, still getting it done off the bench. So definitely a good candidate here for 6th man of the year. Definitely got to be in the top 3 in my opinion. So a great night by Montrezl Harrell. Nothing else really great from the bench. Alex Caruso put up 7 points. We get Ben McLemore, 7 points on 2 of 5 shooting in only 12 minutes. But Montrezl Harrell with the 18 points can definitely respect that. The 3rd leading scorer for the squad, tied for 2nd. So well done for the Lakers last night. And then the Magic. Anything great here? Wendell Carter at the 5, 10 points, 8 rebounds. Chuma Okeke led the team in scoring, 18 points. Gary Harris put up 17 points. So just nothing truly great from this Magic team. They do not have that one superstar to go get it done. So they lose 114-103. Alrighty, then we get to the 76ers and the Thunder, and no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Thunder, no Dort for the Thunder, so they don't have anybody to really rely on. So the 76ers with Ben Simmons, with Joel Embiid, with Tobias Harris, with Seth Curry, just didn't have Danny Green. They get it done still. So we know Danny Green isn't, a huge, important piece to this team. It's a solid piece, but I mean, when he's out, you still expect this team to win a lot. So Ben Simmons, 12 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Seth Curry, 9 points on 3 of 5 from 3. Joel Embiid, 21 points, 5 rebounds. Tobias Harris, 11 points, 4 steals, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. And then Furkan Korkmaz filling in for Danny Green at the 3. 10 points, 3 assists. He shot 2 of 5 from 3, a plus 13 on the floor. I mean, kind of like what Danny Green does. So well done by Furkan Korkmaz. And then anything great off the bench, what do you get? Shake Milton, 7 points. Dwight Howard, 9 points, 11 rebounds in only 14 minutes. Can always count on him. Tyrese Maxey off the bench, 11 points, 4 assists, fantastic. And then Paul Reed off the bench in only 10 minutes, 10 points, 9 rebounds. Wow, wow, wow. So well done here for the 76ers. The starters didn't have to play that many minutes because they were blowing out this Thunder team with absolutely nobody on their team. So we could talk about this Thunder team now. Ty Jerome off the bench was their leading scorer with 22 points. Their second leading scorer was Darius Bazley with 14 points. And then their third leading scorer was Moses Brown with 11 points at the 5. So nothing great from this Thunder team like we know. Aleksev Pukovetsky, 8 points. Once again, not doing anything great here. 8 points on 27% shooting, 1 of 6 from 3. So that weak stretch is still the best that Pukovetsky's done. That kind of 2-game stretch where he put up like 20 to 30 points every single game. But yeah, he's still a rookie and still not anything consistent. So a big win for the 76ers last night. All right, then we go to the Wizards and the Spurs, and man, oh man, I really wanted the Wizards to win this game. Unfortunately, they lose in overtime, 146-143. Fantastic win by this Spurs team. Unfortunate, a little bit of a deflating loss for the Wizards here. We'll see how they overcome it. The Spurs really trying to lock in their place here in the play-in tournament, so shout out to them for winning games. And now the Wizards losing this game are a little bit in jeopardy of losing that 10th seed. The Bulls are only 1 game back now. They, only 1 game back. So from, stealing the Wizards' 10th seed play-in tournament spot. So we'll see how the Wizards are able to kind of overcome this loss and close out the rest of the season. But let's start here with the Spurs. Alrighty, let's see. DeMar DeRozan actually slides over to the 4. So this was the starting lineup that they worked with. DeJounte Murray at the 1, Derek White at the 2, Keldon Johnson at the 3, DeMar DeRozan at the 4, and Jakob Poeltl at the 5. And DeMar DeRozan probably had his best game of the season. 37 points, 10 assists, and he took no threes, got to the line 13 times, shot 52% from the field on 23 shots. So he really got it done. So you got to respect DeMar DeRozan here. Let's see if Greg Popovich keeps him at the 4 once again. These head coaches kind of playing around with the starting lineups a little bit and doing it for the better here. So got to give credit to Greg Popovich, DeMar DeRozan here. Alrighty then, Keldon Johnson at the 3, got it done. 21 points on 71% shooting on 14 shots. Absolutely magnificent. Jakob Poeltl at the 5, 10 points, 4 rebounds. DeJounte Murray, 25 points, 17 rebounds at the 1. How does the starting point guard get 17 rebounds? Jeez Louise. 6 of those were offensive as well. Jeez Louise. 5 assists to go along with that, so absolutely great game by DeJounte Murray. And then Derek White to round out the starters at the starting 2. 9 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 0-4 from 3, 42% overall from the field. So great night by kind of all the starters here. And then off the bench, their best bench performance of the night. 3 players in 10-plus point categories out here. We haven't seen that in a hell of a long time by the Spurs team. I don't even know if we've ever seen it, but here we go. Drew Eubanks, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Patty Mills, 11 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. And Rudy Gay, 17 points. Shot 54% off the bench. So magnificent work here by all the Spurs. DeMar DeRozan at the 4. We'll see if he stays there. Alrighty, now let's talk about the Wizards now. We can talk about the usual suspects. Bradley Beal, 45 gosh darn points on 54% shooting on 37 shots. Russell Westbrook, 22 points, 14 assists, 13 rebounds on 34% shooting on 26 shots. So not really great there, not truly efficient. And he had 6 turnovers. He was the only player in double-digit turnovers. Bradley Beal had none. Rui Hachimura had none. Alex Len had none. And Daniel Gafford had one off the bench, and Davis Bertans had one off the bench. So out of 8 total turnovers, Russell Westbrook had 6 of his own. So not the greatest there. Alrighty, what else do we get here? Rui Hachimura in the starting lineup, 13 points, 6 rebounds. Raul Neto, only 6 points at the 2. And then Alex Len had a real great night last night. 17 points, 10 rebounds. Yes, sir, getting it done. And then off the bench, some solid performances. Once again, we can count on Davis Bertans, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of 5 from 3, fantastic. And then Anthony Gill off the bench, 13 points on 6 of 7 from the field. Got to respect that. So some decent bench performances here by this Wizards team, just unfortunately come up a little short here. And let's watch the last shot here. Who made the last shot? Who really won the game? Bertans had a no, where is it? Right here. That's a rebound. Here we go. This should be the last play, the last scoring play of the game besides turnovers. So here we go. Spurs down 1. Johnson goes in, kicks it out, drives, lays it in for the layup, gets up 1 point, and then just a lot of turnovers by everybody else, by both teams. Then Washington has to foul, and that's the end of the game. So truly unfortunate here by the Wizards. Russell Westbrook even had a turnover here late. Where is this one? Bad pass turn. Oh, no. Hang on. We saw it. Let's see it. Let's get it up. Where is it? Oh, he had a jump shot that missed. So let's watch this shot attempt. Russell Westbrook could have kind of taken the lead here. Unfortunately, off the mark. Not being clutch, unfortunately. Russell Westbrook. Damn it, man. Why couldn't you just been clutch that game and won? Damn. So that's how they lose. Russell Westbrook not being clutch. Unfortunate. Alrighty, let's move on to the Knicks and the Suns. And what a freaking game by this Knicks team, man. They are always so competitive in every single game they play. Best teams in the league, worst teams in the league, they kind of blow out by 10 points. But when they face kind of the average to above average to kind of the best teams in this league, they always play them close. So you got to give so much respect to this Knicks team. Yes, they lost, and yes, their win streak is over. But man, oh man, this was a close game the entire game. They were leading most of the game. They just kind of lost it in the last kind of 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, where the Suns really just kind of took over. Chris Paul took over, just hitting shot after shot after shot. So let's start here with the Suns. Still no Jay Crowder in. He's still out, so we get Torrey Craig in the starting lineup. Love seeing that. But here we go. Chris Paul at the 1, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 20 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. On 66% shooting, efficient as heck. Devin Booker, 33 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. DeAndre Ayton, 9 points, 13 rebounds. Torrey Craig at the 4 in place of Jay Crowder. 3 points, but only on 4 shots. He was a +2 on the floor, so getting it done defensively. And then McCall Bridges, 21 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, 4 rebounds on 3 of 6 from the 3. So fantastic work by all the starters here. And then off the bench, we get some nice contributions. Cameron Payne, 11 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds in only 16 minutes. And then Cameron Johnson, 11 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Not efficient, 3 of 11 from 3. But hey, you got the double digits off the bench. You got +6 in the plus-minus, so fantastic work here by the Suns getting it done, missing Jay Crowder. Alrighty, now the Knicks now, and once again, just great kind of play by everybody out here. Julius Randle, 18 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. RJ Barrett, 17 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Reggie Bullock, 17 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. So the main 3 starters you can kind of count on. Maybe a little light on kind of what they do individually. We can see Julius Randle giving us those kind of 25 plus. RJ Barrett can kind of go for 20. So a little bit light. Nobody's scoring 20 points here in the starting lineup. But overall, decent play here by the 3 players that we need to do well. Nerlens Null, 4 points, 3 rebounds on, only 3 shots. Alfred Payton, 7 points on only 4 shots, hit 75%. And then off the bench, we get Derrick Rose. He was money this game, 22 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. He shot 55% from the field. And then Emmanuel Quickly, once again, very well done by him. 11 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds coming off the bench on 57% shooting from the field. So overall, decent here by this Knicks team. Kept it close. Unfortunately, just kind of lost it at the end of the game. But, they were on an 8-game winning streak, feeling really good. And this Suns team, one of the best teams in this league, man, when they are on scoring-wise, and they were on scoring-wise. So the Suns get the win 118-110 over the Knicks, man. But the Knicks, they're going to be deadly. They're going to be, a tough out in the playoffs, absolutely. And they could potentially have an upset, absolutely. So watch out for this Knicks team in the playoffs, man. If they get home court advantage in the playoffs for the first round, they should be able to kind of win it. And then in the second round, I would, put them as kind of, potential spoilers, honestly. They've got a nice kind of complete squad, starters, bench, can rely on everybody. So well done to the Knicks last night. Alrighty, let's move on to the Raptors and the Cavs. And the Cavs without Colin Sexton, unfortunately, does not go as good as their other game without Colin Sexton, like we predicted it would. So well done for the Raptors winning. What do we got? Kyle Lowry in the starting lineup, 9 points, 10 assists. Fred VanVleet at the 2, 8 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 30%, nothing great. Kem Birch still at the 5, 14 points, 6 rebounds. Siakam at the 4, 25 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. And OG Anunoby still at the 3, 20 points, 5 rebounds. And then some decent bench contributions out here. We get Malachi Flynn back at it off the bench. Yes, sir. He's a huge key piece to this bench team now. Malachi Flynn, 18 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds in 24 minutes off the bench. We'll take that all day. And let's also shout out Yuta Watanabe, 9 points on 100% shooting, 1 of 1 from 3, 4 of 4 from the field. Yes, sir, getting it done off the bench. So well done by this Raptors team getting the win. And then for the Cavs, Kevin Love is probably going to be cut from the team any minute now because they're in this game. Kevin Love, he went to go inbound the ball from the backcourt, and he just kind of slapped it in bounds. A lackadaisical turnover. He had no kind of urgency to get back on defense to make up for his mistake. Just kind of started to walk down the court. So his heart is definitely not in it, and not having Colin Sexton in, we need everybody on their A game. So Kevin Love, a true disappointment last night, unfortunately. But let's see what they did. Darius Garland, 13 points, 10 assists. Isaac Okoro filling in for Colin Sexton, and he led the team in scoring, so we got to give him some credit here. 20 points. He shot 1 of 8 from 3, so not great at all, but the 20 points, we still got to give him it. 6 rebounds to go along with that. Jared Allen, 15 points, 7 rebounds. Kevin Love, 11 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds. And then C.D. Osman still in the starting lineup, but floundering in this game. We saw him good the last game, but this game, absolutely trash. 6 points on 22% shooting, 2 of 7 from 3. So C.D. Osman is still not that killer scorer that he kind of needs to be for this Cavs team. Yeah, so the Cavs, nothing great without Colin Sexton. We'll see if Kevin Love is even playing next game, because if I was the Cavs coach, I would have pulled them. I would have pulled them right after that move. But Raptors get the win, and where are they now in the standings? Can they make a run here? Alrighty, Raptors, they're only a game back. They're tied with the Bulls here at 26 wins, 35 losses. So this Wizards team, man, this 10 seed's going to go to the Wizards, the Bulls, or the Raptors. The Cavs are kind of out of it now, 6 games out from that 10th seed. So Raptors, Bulls, Wizards, it's all theirs for the taking now. Who's going to go and clinch that last play-in tournament seed here? I would like to see the Wizards. I would like to see the Bulls. I would like to see the Raptors. I would like to see all 3 of them. So kind of win-win-win for me. Get to watch Russell Westbrook in the playoffs. Get to watch kind of if Vucevic and Zach LaVine, once he's kind of back healthy, once if he can kind of make a nice playoff run in this Raptors team. Let's see what Nick Nurse can kind of do with this last team with kind of this roster before he has to kind of shake it up a little bit. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Bulls and the Heat. Alrighty, Bulls get the nice win here, putting them back on track to make that playing tournament. So shout out to this Bulls team. And man, oh man, what the hell is going on with this Heat team? Everybody good to go. No Tyler Hero for the bench. Oh, actually, I didn't know they didn't have Kendrick Nunn either. So they were missing a couple of key pieces here. Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn, Andre Iguodala. But man, oh man, it's just Vucevic out here. Just little old Vooch. So Zach LaVine's still not here for the Bulls. Kobe White still in the starting lineup. Kobe White, 17 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. He shot 2 of 8 from 3, 35% from the field. Nothing great. Nothing efficient. Garrett Temple still at the 2. 10 points, 2 assists. Vucevic, 24 points, led the team in scoring, 11 rebounds. Fantastic. Daniel Tice at the 4. What a game by him. 23 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists. Kind of, in the grand scheme of things, had a little bit of a better game than Vucevic. 1 less point, but 76% shooting from the field. 1 more rebound, 3 more assists. So gotta give it up for Daniel Tice here. What a great game. This is why we want to see Daniel Tice in the starting lineup. Thaddeus Young coming off the bench, so we love this. Patrick Williams to round out the starters at the 3. 8 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 of 7 from the field. Nothing great. But then we get some great bench production. The players that we can always count on. Thaddeus Young, 10 points, 8 assists, 9 rebounds off the bench. Love it. And then Lauri Markkanen, 12 points, 2 rebounds off the bench as well. So we got the 2 kind of double-digit bench scores. That's fantastic. Daniel Tice gets it done for the starters. And Vucevic kind of carries the team with the leading score for the squad. So well done for the Bulls last night. Now let's go to the Heat. Jimmy Butler tried to do his thing. 33 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds, kind of, taking a more of a scoring role now that no Tyler Hero and Kendrick Nunn. Trevor Ariza, 18 points, 6 assists. He had a pretty decent game. He shot 4 of 12 from 3. Could have been a little bit better, but 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Bam Adebayo, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks as well. He shot 64%, but we just got nothing great. Duncan Robinson let us down. Goran Dragic let us down. Goran Dragic in the starting kind of one in place of Kendrick Nunn. 8 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. The 3 steals is good, but 0 of 3 from 3, 3 of 9 from the field. Got to be a little bit better than that, knowing that you don't have a lot of scores on your team now. And then same thing with Duncan Robinson, 3 points on 1 of 7 from 3. Gotta be way more better than that as well. So, and then they didn't even get anything great from the bench because they didn't have any great bench players because all the bench players were in the starting lineup or out. Tyler Hero out, Goran Dragic now in the starting lineup. So nothing great here off the bench. The leading bench scorer was Dwayne Dedman with 8 points and 5 rebounds. So just nothing great from the bench here of the Heat, and they definitely lose the game because of it. So the Bulls win 110-102, trying to get back on track in the playing tournament. Alrighty, now let's go to the Timberwolves and the Jazz. Yes, sir, D'Angelo Russell coming up absolutely big on the game-winning shot, and then defensively on the inbound for the Jazz, potentially game winner. So let's start here with the Timberwolves. Ricky Rubio still in the starting lineup, 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting. Yikes. 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Anthony Edwards, only 14 points, a little bit of a lackluster night. He shot 1 of 10 from 3, but did just enough to get the win. Karl Anthony Towns, 21 points, 11 rebounds. Jaden McDaniels at the 4, 6 points, 10 rebounds on 1 of 6 from 3. Really kind of poor shooting night from a lot of players from the 3 here. And then Josh Okogie to round out the starters, 8 points on 42% shooting. But we get absolutely magnificent bench play here for the Timberwolves. Leading scorer for the squad, D'Angelo Russell, coming off the bench, 27 points, 12 assists on 7 of 12 from 3. Respect the hell out of this man. Basically out the entire season and comes back in, nothing to play for. They're eliminated from the playoffs, but getting it done, being the big-time scorer, winning the game. So very well done to D'Angelo Russell. Respect this Timberwolves team. How many times have I said it this episode? How many times have I said it the last kind of 2 weeks here? This Timberwolves team, we buy them 1,000%. Juancho Hernangomez off the bench, putting up 14 points on 80% shooting. And we get Naz Reid off the bench, 13 points on 71% shooting. So an absolutely magnificent job here by this bench. D'Angelo Russell gets it done. Karl Anthony Towns gets it done. So well done for that Timberwolves team, man. Getting wins, being clutch. Got to respect the heck out of it, and I cannot wait for this Timberwolves team next year, folks. If they can build off of this, if they can get kind of another superstar, if they can get a true superstar on their team, if they can shore up their bench maybe just a little bit, this is going to be a dangerous squad, man. Alrighty, the Jazz now. Alrighty. Still no Donovan Mitchell, but that's really it. So, Mike Conley at the 1, Joe Ingles at the 2, Bojan Bogdanovic at the 3, Royce O'Neal at the 4, Rudy Gobert at the 5, and they can't get the win still. Not the greatest look for this Jazz team, losing back-to-back for the Timberwolves. We like that Timberwolves team, but, we're talking about the Jazz, the best team in the West. What the heck? You shouldn't be losing to this Timberwolves team, but here we are, back-to-back, another loss, so... Here we go. Mike Conley led the team in scoring, 26 points, 7 assists, 9 rebounds. He was clutch for the Jazz, kind of hitting that shot before D'Angelo Russell hit the game winner, unfortunately. So shout out to Mike Conley getting it really done here. Joe Ingles off the bench, 10 points, but on 3 of 13 from 3, not great. 5 rebounds, 3 assists to go along with that. Rudy Gobert, 18 points, 5 rebounds. Royce O'Neal, 6 points, 10 rebounds. And then Bojan Bogdanovic really struggling as well from the field. 7 points on 1 of 7 from 3 and 9% on 11 shots from the field. So we get really lackluster scoring performances here by the starters. Not great for this Jazz team. And then off the bench, we had Jordan Clarkson. 13 points, but he shot 1 of 10 from 3 and 25% on 20 shots from the field. Not efficient out here, and that's what Jordan Clarkson is. He just fires it, man. That's why he's 6th man of the year in that category, that discussion every single season, because he just puts up the shots. He came off the bench off of 26 minutes and put up the most shots in the entire team. So 13 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. And then what else do we get? Georges Niang. Oh my God, Georges Niang was absolutely magnificent in the fourth quarter, man. He was really the only reason why this Jazz team was a little clutch this game was a little close, because he ended up hitting like 4 threes all in the fourth quarter, just getting it done. I think he had like 1 or 2 points for the entire 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter turned on, and he just went absolutely manic. So Georges Niang, 14 points, 5 rebounds, getting it done in the fourth quarter, absolutely. And if it wasn't for Georges Niang, this game would not have been a 1-point win for the Timberwolves. It would have been like a 5 to 10 point win for the Timberwolves, honestly. So shout out to Georges Niang. Let's see if he can kind of keep it up. I don't know if he will, because it was only for 1 quarter, but shout out to Georges Niang. Absolutely good out here, and a true reason why this Jazz game was a little closer than it actually was. But the main thing to take away is do not sleep on the Timberwolves. We will take them. Folks, we're tweeting about them all the time. We're trying to tell y'all not to, but y'all keep sleeping on them. So next time when they get 10 plus points, we take it and we hit it. Y'all better follow along on that one to kind of make some money as well. So Timberwolves get the win last night. Fantastic. Alrighty, and then the Jazz the Pelicans in the Clippers. Pelicans get the win. Very well done for the Pelicans. A little unfortunate for this Clippers team, but like we said, we're giving Paul George a little bit of a pass here. A little bit. He definitely didn't have a good game, but we just told you what he was doing for the last 8 games. We're giving him a little bit of a pass here. So let's start here with the Pelicans. Lonzo Ball, 18 points, 7 assists, 9 rebounds, fantastic. 3 of 9 from 3. We'll accept that. Eric Bledsoe, 18 points, love that. Yes, sir. 4 steals, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, 46% from the field. Willie Hernangomez fills in for Steven Adams at the 5, 12 points, 10 rebounds, fantastic. We love that. Zion Williamson, 23 points on 72% shooting, classic game. And then Brandon Ingram to round out the starters, 17 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 of 5 from 3. So well done by all the starters here. Willie Hernangomez stepping up, kind of, not taking any steps back. Lonzo Ball had a great night. Eric Bledsoe had a great night as well. We haven't seen that kind of all season. So very well done for all the starters here. And then off the bench, anything great. Wenyen Gabriel, 10 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 rebound, 1 block off the bench in 17 minutes. Jackson Hayes, 6 points on 75% shooting. 3 rebounds. Like to keep tabs on that, man. So not bad. Nothing great there from the bench, but the starters all get it done. And then for the Clippers, just real poor performances by a lot of players here. Couldn't really count on Reggie Jackson. Couldn't count on Paul George, unfortunately. So this was the lineup that they went with last night. Reggie Jackson at the 1, Paul George at the 2, Terrence Mann at the 3, Marcus Morris at the 4, and Zubac at the 5. Reggie Jackson only 9 points, 5 assists on 44% shooting. Paul George only 9 points on 27% shooting, 1 of 6 from 3, nothing great there. Zubac 4 points, 6 rebounds, and then we get Marcus Morris 15.7 rebounds. He shot 3 of 10 from 3, and then Terrence Mann 17 points, led the team in scoring, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. So nothing great from the starters here, nothing great off the bench. Rondo had 5 points, 5 assists. We get Amir Coffey, 12 points, and then we got Demarcus Cousins, who finally played a lot more minutes. We saw him just get signed for the rest of the season, no longer on a 10-day contract. So Demarcus Cousins, 16 points, 11 rebounds off the bench, fantastic. Kind of splitting, kind of starting minutes with Zubac, which is fantastic. Something that, we've been kind of questioning of why we haven't been seeing that a little bit more. But it finally came last night and unfortunately resulted in a loss. So maybe they should kind of go back to Demarcus Cousins playing like 13 minutes off the bench. But a little unfortunate loss for the Clippers last night, but we'll see if they bounce back. And truly unfortunate for the Clippers because the Jazz just lost last night. So the Clippers could have kind of, stayed with the Suns of just being a game out from that number 1 seed. But since the Clippers lost, they're still currently 2 games back from that number 1 seed. Alrighty, what's the next game up here? Alrighty, Grizzlies and the Nuggets. And the Nuggets, a huge win here, 120-96 win over the Grizzlies. So a nice 24-point win. Once again, the Grizzlies kind of spotty against these great teams. And got to give it up for this Nuggets team, man. Absolutely magnificent. Another win without Jamal Murray, and it doesn't matter. Michael Porter Jr. has another phenomenal game, so we can start here with him. Michael Porter Jr., 31 points, 2 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 of 6 from 3, 62% on 19 shots. He's taking the most shots on the team. He's making the most shots on the team. He's being productive. He's being that main scorer. He's getting it done defensively, so love Michael Porter Jr. here, absolutely. Aaron Gordon, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He shot 2 of 3 from 3, 60% on 10 shots, so got to give it up for him. Jokic, 24 points, 15 rebounds, getting back to old Jokic form out here. Fantastic. Facundo Campazzo still kind of in the starting lineup as the starting point guard. 7 points, 7 assists. I mean, just got to be the facilitator on the floor here, the game manager. And then PJ Dozier at the 2, 9 points on 33% shooting. So not great there, but we got to give it up for him. A plus 24 on the floor. So, I mean, they won by 24. He was a plus 24 on the floor. So huge respect to him defensively. And then anything great off the bench, we got to keep tabs on Austin Rivers. He's still on that 10-day contract. We'll see if he kind of gets signed permanently. But 6 points, 3 assists on 0-4 from 3, 37% overall from the field. So needs to be a little bit better than that. And then Paul Millsap, obviously we can count on him off the bench because he's been a starter the entire year. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 of 5 from 3, 45% overall. But just enough to get it done here for this Nuggets team. All the starters kind of doing what they're supposed to do. The main players are starting to kind of do what they're supposed to do. So shout out to Michael Porter Jr., shout out to Jokic, shout out to Aaron Gordon. Huge reasons why this Nuggets team is continuing to win without Jamal Murray. Alrighty, now let's go to the Grizzlies here. Really bad game here by everybody on the Grizzlies. Ja Morant was the only good player here. 27 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. He shot 0-4 from 3, so not great there, but 66% overall, so we can give him that. Grayson Allen, another kind of lackluster game. Only 8 points on 2 of 6 from 3. Jonas Valanciunas, 13 points, but 3 rebounds. Nothing great there. Kyle Anderson, 6 points, 7 rebounds. Dylan Brooks, 9 points, 2 assists. Now, they were efficient from shooting, didn't take a lot of shots. Dylan Brooks, 2 of 5 from the field. Kyle Anderson, 2 of 4 from the field, but we need points to come from somewhere, and nobody stepped up to score the ball. Alrighty, and then off the bench, the only great production was Jaren Jackson off the bench with 10 points, 7 rebounds, and he wasn't even efficient scoring. 1 of 5 from 3, 30% from the field. So, and then we get DeAnthony Melton, 3 points on 1 of 9 from the field. Jeez Louise. So, no great scoring anywhere here from the Grizzlies besides Ja Morant, and they definitely struggled and lose by 24 because of that. And then the last game of the night, here we go, Kings and the Mavericks, and the Kings with a nice upset here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, with the Kings. No freaking De'Aaron Fox, and they still win the game. Not a good look for this Mavericks team. Yes, the Mavericks didn't have Kristaps Porzingis, but geez Louise, come on, this is the Kings we're talking about. So here we go with the Kings. Raquan Holmes led the team in scoring, 24 points, 6 rebounds. Buddy Hield didn't even have that great of a night, 16 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 of 7 from 3. Tyrese Halliburton steps into that starting point guard role of De'Aaron Fox, 14 points, 10 assists. He shot 2 of 9 from 3, nothing great there. And then Harrison Barnes, 19.6 rebounds, and that was really kind of their main scorers. So really bad loss here by the Mavericks. Anybody do good here on the Mavericks? Let's start here with Luka Doncic, 24 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. He shot 4 of 12 from 3. Tim Hardaway Jr. in the starting lineup, 19 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound, not doing anything truly great, not really elevating his production from the bench to the starter, so not that great. Dwight Powell at the 5 points, 5 rebounds. Maxi Kleber at the starting 4, only playing 9 minutes, 2 points on 1 shot. And then Dorian Finney-Smith, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 of 7 from 3. So nothing great here. Off the bench, they got some real great production. Trey Burke, 19 points, 4 assists, or 5 assists. We'll take that. And then Boban Marjanovic, 10 points in 8 minutes off the bench. So Tim Hardaway Jr., not the greatest being in the starting lineup, missing Kristaps Porzingis, and they lose to the Kings 113-106. Alrighty, let's see what we have on tap for tonight. In the NBA, we got a nationally primetime televised game, so that's great. Only one, though. But here we go. For tonight, we get the Thunder and the Celtics. Bucks, Hornets, Blazers, Pacers, Nets, Raptors, Timberwolves, Rockets, and the Mavericks, Warriors. That's the late game on tonight, 9:30 on TNT. Alrighty, let's do our moneymaker for tonight's action here. Let's see what we have on tap. Let's find where the great value is. Unfortunately, the Timberwolves are not playing, so we can't get the value there. We can maybe get it tomorrow if they're back playing tomorrow. Alrighty, here we go. First game up, Bucks, Hornets. Bucks -9, Hornets +9. Alrighty. We just saw this Hornets team beat the Celtics their last game, so that's fantastic by them. We still kind of see the fight, the burn in them to kind of secure their playoff spot. Without their main 3 players. So for the Bucks, PJ Tucker's a game-time decision. And then for the Hornets, just the usual suspects are out. But look at this. Malik Monk, game-time decision. Do we get the Monkster back? Do we get Malik Monk back? Let's see if we get kind of something more concrete on the Monkster. We get PJ Tucker. He's not on the injury report, so we just said he's a game-time decision, but he's good to go, so that's good. Love NBA Fantasy Labs on Twitter. They get the most up-to-date things. I absolutely love it. So let's see if we get anything here on Malik Monk, because if Malik Monk is playing, I'm taking this 9 all day. Malik Monk, where art thou? We get any news on him? Doesn't seem like it just quite yet. Darn. But I still think we're going to take it. I love that it's a game-time decision. I loved what this kind of Hornets team is still doing, still kind of being decently competitive in all their games without their big names. The Bucks just lost to the Hawks, and now they're on the road still, the Bucks. So I'm taking the 9 here with this Hornets team. I love their fight. I love their passion. I love their next man up mentality. They've still got the outside shooting. Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier are getting it done on a nightly basis. Now they are going to struggle against Giannis, but hopefully the outside shooting can kind of keep pace with the Giannis down low. So we'll take the Hornets +9. Possibly Malik Monk's back in the lineup. We'll take it. We love it. Alrighty, then let's go to the next one up. Blazers, Pacers. Blazers -5, Pacers +5. I swear to God, if the Blazers do not win this game, I will never root for Damian Lillard again, and that will crush me internally, honestly. But for the Blazers, Zach Collins is still out. That's it. And then for the Pacers, we get Miles Turner out, Sabonis out. Yes, sir. Blazers, this is your time. Reclaim your lead. Reclaim you being one of the better teams in the West. This 5-game free fall that you're on, this not giving Damian Lillard the last shot on every single 1-point loss that y'all have had for the last couple of games here. It's disrespectful. Damian Lillard, take over the game. No Sabonis, no Miles Turner. This is your game to go out and reclaim that you belong belong in the playoffs. You are holding on. No, you fell from that 6th seed, so you have to go out and re-earn your kind of solidified playoff spot. If not, you're going to be in the play-in tournament, and we don't know what will happen then because we've been seeing real lackluster play for them. 2-8 in their last 10, absolutely garbage. But I got to give it up for Damian Lillard. One more chance, one more try for him to kind of reclaim a little part in my heart that I love to root for the Blazers. And Blazers, get it done. We'll swallow the 5. No Miles Turner, no Sabonis. Come on, there's no excuses anymore. Alrighty, so let's go to the next one now. Thunder, Celtics. Thunder plus 11. Celtics minus 11. Definitely going to stay away from this one. Mike Muscala is still out for the Thunder. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is still out for the Thunder. Luguentz Dort is a game-time decision. And then look at this. Kemba Walker is out for the Celtics. Jason Tatum is out for the Celtics. Robert Williams is out for the Celtics. And they still want us to swallow 11? Come on. No real great scoring production here for the Celtics. Definitely going to stay away from it here. Thunder plus 11. Little appetizing, honestly. If we didn't have 2 other good picks here, we probably would have squeezed that Thunder plus 11 in here. Alrighty, Nets, Raptors. Nets minus 6.5. Raptors plus 6.5. Alrighty. Let's see who's all good to go here. James Harden out for the Nets. Chris Chiozza out for the Nets. Bruce Brown out for the Nets. Going to definitely hurt their bench scoring a little bit. And then Nicholas Claxton also out with COVID-19. And then for the Raptors, look at this. Gary Trent Jr. out. Chris Boucher out. Paul Watson out. So, I mean, their bench, their good big is going to be out. So, I'm going to swallow the 6.5 here for the Nets. I mean, it's Kevin Durant. It's Kyrie Irving, folks. They are scoring machines. They will be able to get it done. This Raptors team with no bench. We kind of saw what Steve Nash was doing, kind of having, Kyrie Irving kind of run a squad, have Kevin Durant run a squad. They never really played too much together on the floor in their last meeting, so that's a little interesting. We'll see if they kind of keep up that kind of strategy. But either way, Raptors on this back-to-back. They just played last night. Not going to trust them here again. And this Raptors team, they're going to be a little lackluster scoring the ball. So, I mean, I got to give it up for this Nets team. I mean, they just covered their spread the other night against the Suns. This Raptors team is nowhere near their kind of scoring output. So, we'll take the Nets minus 6.5. The Timberwolves do play tonight? Oh, yes, sir. Oh, there it is, folks. Timberwolves minus 1.5, Rockets plus 1.5. Obviously, no great value here because they're facing the Rockets, and we just saw, John Wall out for the rest of the season. But for the Timberwolves, Malik Beasley is out. And then for the Rockets, DJ Augustine, Eric Gordon, John Wall, Sterling Brown, David Waba are all out here. Now, Kelly Olynyk down low against kind of Karl Anthony Towns. Good luck with that. We'll swallow the 1.5 here for the Timberwolves. Respect this Timberwolves team against this Rockets team. Come on, Christian Wood versus Karl Anthony Towns. I'm going to bet on Karl Anthony Towns. And this kind of Rockets team has no bench, no real great scoring production. And the Timberwolves do. So Timberwolves minus 1.5. Yeah, they're on a back-to-back, but we trust them, folks. Have y'all not been watching the show for the last month? We respect this Timberwolves team, and we're rocking with it. We will live and die by it. Timberwolves minus 1.5. And then the last game of the night, the Mavericks plus 5, the Warriors minus 5. Wish it was kind of the other way around because if the Warriors were getting 5 points, we would have taken that all day. But for the Mavericks here, a lot of game-time decisions. J.J. Redick, game-time decision. Josh Richardson, game-time decision. Dorian Finney-Smith, game-time decision. Kristaps Porzingis, game-time decision. Maxi Kleber, game-time decision. Luka Doncic, game-time decision. Who's actually playing? And then for the Warriors, Kent Bazemore out. Damian Lee out. Eric Paschall out. We're going to stay away from this one just because we have 4 great games better in our moneymaker already. And we know the Warriors always play down to their competition. So if all these players are actually out for the Mavericks, this Warriors team isn't going to be like any better because they're out. So we'll stay away from this one, but we've got an absolutely solid moneymaker here, feeling fantastic about it. Hornets plus 9, Blazers minus 5, Nets minus 6.5, and the mother loving Wolves, folks, minus 1.5. Feeling absolutely fantastic about this moneymaker right here. All of these are going to hit. We are feeling 1,000% confident. This is great value tonight, folks. Alrighty, that's going to do it for us. Let's quickly, because, I mean, we really have no more time to kind of delay segments in our draft talk, but we have no time. I mean, this is going to take a long time, and we're already an hour 40 in the show. So we're just going to kind of tell you who we're going to rank our defensive prospects right now, because we have to do the mock draft tomorrow, folks. We have no other time to kind of play around. So here we go. Let's just start here in the linebackers. This is what we've got ranking wise. We got, we're putting Jeremiah Owusu as the best linebacker. We're going to start here with the linebackers first. So we got Jeremiah Owusu, number 1. We got Zaven Collins, number 2. We got Micah Parsons, number 3, just because he didn't play last year. That's why he's kind of falling a little bit in our kind of power rankings. Number 4 is Jabril Cox, and then number 5 is Nick Bolton. I know Nick Bolton's a little higher on other people's board, but I just saw better things from other players out there. So Jeremiah Owusu 1, Zaven Collins 2, Micah Parsons 3, Jabril Cox 4, and Nick Bolton 5. That's how we order our linebackers. Now let's go to the corners. We got Patrick Sutton, number 1, J.C. Horn, number 2, Caleb Fairley, number 3, Asante Samuel Jr., number 4, and then Greg Newsome, number 5. Once again, Greg Newsome is a little bit higher on other people's boards, but he's only played 17 games in his entire collegiate career, so little red flags there. All right, and then for our edge rushers, we've got Aziz Ojulari at number 1. Love what we saw from him. Carlos Basham Jr. number 2. And then we have Kwity Paye at number 3. Kwity Paye, obviously, he's kind of number 1 on a lot of people's boards. But, I mean, I got to give it up for kind of the speed and the size and the hit power that we saw from Aziz Ojulari and Carlos Basham Jr. We thought it was just a little bit better than Kwity Paye. He's got fantastic technique. That's what we saw from Kwity Paye, so that's fantastic. But we just saw kind of other more powerful plays from those other players. And then for our safeties, we got Trayvon Moehrig, number 1, Elijah Molden, number 2, Javon Holland, number 3, and that man's going to be real freaking good. I really want to put that man number 1. And then we get Tyson Campbell, number 4, of the ones that we've looked at. So that's our rankings for defensive players. We're going to get into our mock draft tomorrow on the show. Can't wait for that. See how the draft is going to get played out. And then Thursday, baby, it's game time. It's mother-loving game time, baby. So alrighty, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow with our mock draft, getting us ready for the draft on Thursday. Our live show coming up at 7:30 Eastern on Thursday, so come out and join us there. Alrighty, folks, we're out. See you tomorrow. Cannot wait. Cannot wait.